Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the LOCUS Golden Hour podcast. This podcast is about sharing stories, advice, tips, and all things surrounding university and student life. And as always, we'll take some time to introduce ourselves in case you don't know. So I'm your host, Kristina, and I'm joined by a lovely guest today. Sarah, would you like to introduce yourself?
For sure. So hi, my name is Sarah. I am the LOCUS House Council Advisor for the first year leadership program. I'm also going to my fourth year of the community health program.
Awesome. Thanks. So we have like icebreaker questions that we go through just so people can learn a little bit about you. Usually it's a silly question. This is one that people ask all the time, but I think it's still interesting to talk about. If you could have any superpower or skill instantly, what would you choose?
Oh, that's a difficult one. I feel like it'd be kind of cool to either fly or like read people's minds.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
But like
know.
if you fly, would it be like cold in the wintertime if you have somewhere to go?
I mean, I guess so. That's why I said or read people's minds. I don't know which one is the better option.
Read people's minds is cool. Both are cool.
I feel like you to hear people's thoughts though, so it might be a little much, but
You gotta be able to like handle what people are thinking.
yeah.
I would probably like a superpower, probably like to be able to bend time or something like that.
That's a good one. I like that.
I've always thought about like, in class where the prof is looking for an answer and nobody knows it. So then they say the answer. I would like hear them say the answer the first time, be like, I know it.
That's a good way to use it.
I always thought that would be interesting. So I guess we can get into the topic of the episode. So there is already a Waterloo specific episode about how you can get involved at Laurier, but right now we're going to talk more Brantford specific, talking generally about getting involved and specific clubs and things that Brantford has to offer. So Sarah, what were you involved in your first year?
I was involved with the first year leadership program. So I was on Art Hawks in my first year, which was a really great experience to get involved with. And I met so many different people just outside of like my residence apartment, my floor, and then even just outside my program. So it was really great to meet so many people like around the campus in first year.
That's cool. I was in FYLP too. I was on Art Hawks as well, actually, because you're a year above me, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I believe on Waterloo it's called just the Art Council or something.
I believe so.
But yeah, so for those of you listening who don't know, what is FYLP? What does it stand for?
So FYP, like I said, is a first year leadership program. And basically it's just an amazing opportunity for incoming students to get involved right away, right in their first year at Laurier, and meet so many different students and gain leadership experience. Basically that kind of sums it up. But I like to also kind of compare it to like a student council in high school. So this council here at Laurier, it's a bunch of different themed councils, and you're creating events. It's events by first years for other first years. So the council is made up of all people who are in their first year. So you can have a president, vice president, and then so many other roles, and there's community representatives. So there's definitely a great way to gain that leadership experience and go out of your comfort zone. Yeah, I would recommend it to anyone.
Yeah, me too. So I was a community rep in my first year for my residence floor. So basically, like what I did was put posters up on my floor where I needed to, or like talked at floor meetings and stuff. But there's more than just Art Hawks too. There's what else do we have at Brantford?
We have athletic and wellness, sustainability, and social change, Brantford Residence Council, and then the locus side would be LOCUS House Council.
Oh yeah. So the locus suits that are listening, you could get involved in like any of those or the LOCUS House Council too. You can be in LOCUS House Council and another one, right?
So you are able to be a LOCUS House Council representative, as well as be on a campus council, so Art Hawks, sustainability, or athletic and wellness. So really can choose which one or rank your preference for applications. Yeah, so I don't know when you're posting this video, but the applications for FYLP close on September 14th.
So, do you have any cool stories about being involved in FYLP in first year? I think I have a couple.
The one big event that I remember from my first year was when we did a coffee house at the end of the year in just the Research Academic Center lobby. It was a really cool event to run. And there's so many different people that showed up, like just kind of doing music talents. It was really cool. Some people I've never like thought that they would be able to sing or do whatever they did. And it was really cool to see it. It was just a great time. Overall, I love the experience because I like enjoyed creating those events and running different events and having fun with it. And like I said, meeting so many people that I probably wouldn't have done. And I wasn't that involved in high school, so I didn't know where to start. And the FLP gave me a great opportunity to like start right off in university figuring that out because I was very shy in high school and didn't know exactly what to do. And that helped me kind of figure that out.
Yeah, I think it was my residence Don that told me to apply to FLP, and I was like, I have no, what is Fylp? I don't know what that is. But then I'm glad I was in it because I also met a lot of people that like I still talk to today. And I remember my year did a coffee house too. And by the end of the night, like it was mostly just council that was there, but we were having like a Disney sing along because we had all the equipment, we had some cookies, some hot chocolate, and it was just like a really good night. Also in RCW lobby. Yeah. I remember also a haunted house. I don't know if your year did something similar, but Art Hawks collaborated with a bunch of other councils. One of them was the residence council. And we did a haunted house in the basement of Post House. And I'm a scaredy cat, so I didn't go through it. I was just the person that let them through the door and gave them flashlights. But yeah, that was fun.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, making all those events for other first years. Sometimes it's like only council people that go, but it's still fun.
You still just enjoy it and you get to make like you one of my closest friends I met through Art Hawks and we just did so many different things throughout our rest of our undergrad together, which is really cool to kind of look back and see that's where we started and now where we are now. It's just kind of fun.
That's so fun. And then like you get to meet weekly too.
Yeah.
So
it gives you something to do and a break from your studying, which is really fun too.
Yeah, I remember I used to dread them sometimes just because I'd be like tired, but then as soon as you get there, some people are tired, but like everybody's there. So it's fun regardless. Even last year they did it virtually. So
yeah. So even like the Zoom meetings, it was still like from the students I talked to from last year, they really enjoyed the opportunity because they got to connect with so many students, even like virtually, and gave them like a place to kind of talk to people outside of just academics and really get to know people. Like from what I've heard, a bunch of them are roommates now. So they met over Zoom and now they're living together this year, which is fun.
Wait, that's actually really good because I remember people being worried about how they're going to meet people to live with. So
yeah, FLP is one of the places people meet.
There you go, FLP. And I don't know about you, but so I was in residence in my first year. I was on Expo 5, in case people care. So I wasn't a LOCUS student, but then I decided to be a LOCUS OCA in my second year because of my Art Hawks advisor. She was a LOCUS OCA and she told me to apply for LOCUS because it would be fun. So thanks to FYLP for that too, getting involved in LOCUS. What about you? Because you were in residence?
I was in residence. Actually, I was also in Expo 5.
No way.
Yeah. 503 in case you're wondering. But I just applied to LOCUS because I love my roommates I was with in first year and I wanted to continue living with them, but I also wanted to do the experience of being an OCA or like residence lifetime. I wanted that kind of experience of leading students in a community. So that's kind of how LOCUS came about. So I did that in my third year. And then now I'm doing House Council Advisor this year. But it was really my advisor from Art Hawks who pushed me into doing so many opportunities I would have not otherwise considered. Because like I said, I was very shy and I didn't like going out of my comfort zone. So that opportunity really gave me that opportunity to like kind of push myself to go do things, try new things that I wouldn't have otherwise thought to do. And I really would say thanks to my advisor and my Dawn in residence.
Wait, that's so good. Get the most out of your Laurier experience, you know? So what other extracurriculars are there to join? I know there's a bunch of clubs, student unions, things. Were you in any of those?
So there are a ton of ways you can get involved. FLP is just one of them. There's also the Students Union where they have over like 100+ clubs, committees, and associations. So you could be a part of like your program association. So if like for ours, it's Health Studies Student Association, but there's like a Criminology Student Association. There's a Digital Media Journalism Student Association. Basically for every single program, there's an association for that. And they just run different events for more specifically to your program, which is fun. There's also like different clubs and committees that basically any club you can think of there is, and if it isn't there, you just need 9 other friends and you can make your own club, which is fun. And in terms of committees, there's a bunch of different ones that you can get involved with and join as well throughout the year, which is cool.
I remember hearing that you could create a club as long as you have like 9 other people, and I was like, wait, that's so sick, because I remember my Art Hawks advisor was the one who was like, if you and your friends like pizza, you could make a pizza club and then you have funding to get pizza. Something as simple as that. Because it's still
a nap club, you can make a cheese club, you can make whatever club you want. As long as you have 9 other people, you can go with it.
A cheese club, my lactose intolerance would not like that. But yeah, because it's, even if you create a club that's something silly, that's still getting involved. You'll have meetings, you know, technically it's like a school thing, right?
I think there's a website called The Nest where it lists literally all the clubs and associations that you can like join. So if you're ever looking for kind of which ones you want or interested in, it's all listed there on the Students Union website, which it's easy to kind of check all those out.
And people usually think that since Brantford's a smaller campus, there's less clubs and stuff and less opportunities in the Waterloo campus, but there's actually still a lot that you can join in Brantford. Like I remember in high school, I was in like a vocal jazz group. I did all the music stuff. And then I found that there was an a cappella group, like, you know, like typical Pitch Perfect kind of thing. Brantford has an a cappella group. So I was going to join that, but my meetings did like conflict with some other things. But yeah, there's endless opportunities.
And if like sports is your thing, there's also a ton of sports clubs. Like they have intramurals, extramurals, the sports clubs, and varsity. So like there's many ways you can get involved through sports, whatever your skill level is. Like I'm not a great sports person, but like the sports clubs are below like intramural, so you can do whatever sport you want.
I'm pretty sure there's esports stuff too.
There's esports too.
Yeah. There's also the food bank and foot patrol. I know that in my first year, I used the food bank thing from the Students Union. So there's like lockers, and I forget which building it is on campus.
But I believe it's the Students Union building.
Okay, yeah.
I'm also the food bank coordinator this year. So
okay. Do you want to talk about the food bank?
Basically the gist of it is it does not depend on your financial need. It's more like if you want food or you're not able to run to the grocery store, you can order a package online and then it'll be in the locker for you to pick up. And there's, I believe, a limit of 5 packages per term that you can order. And it's basically just free food that you can get.
Yeah, I remember I used it a couple times in first year. It's like, honestly, just go for it. Like it's there.
All kinds of snacks and stuff. So
yeah, it's there. You might as well use it. I remember, I think it was granola bars or something like that you could get from there. I got it just for the granola bars because they're good.
Fair enough.
And then there's foot patrol that you can volunteer for. Foot patrol is a service that's offered so you don't have to walk home alone at night on campus. I don't remember how you access foot patrol, but you can get someone to walk with you at night so you don't go alone.
And the new initiative I believe they're inputting this year is that they can track you virtually. So instead of having someone walk with you from one building to the other, they can track you through the SafeHawk app, and like they'll call you and like track your location so they know you're going the route that you guys agreed on and are going from like point A to point B. They also have a van too, so if you're like doing the walking initiative, then you could get them to drive you too. So lots of resources there.
Technology, that's pretty sick. And for those of you listening, if you haven't downloaded the SafeHawk app already, you should probably do that because it gives you updates on what's going on campus. And if you don't feel safe, there's like a big red button on the app that you can press that notifies help. Yeah.
There's also the COVID-19 self-assessments on there that you have to fill out to come on campus anyways. So definitely recommend getting that.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see, what other leadership opportunities can people get involved in their first year? I remember, other than FYLP or like House Council, Golden Hawk Challenge, or what's called in Waterloo Campus Hawk Weekend, was so much fun in my first year.
Yeah, and that's run by all the FLP councils. And so like basically all the first, it's basically like another orientation week just in a weekend. So all the councils are running a bunch of different fun events. And then yeah, you just gotta go do all these cool events and hang out with a bunch of people, which is a lot of fun. I remember in my first year we were like running around a campus doing like a scavenger hunt or amazing race thing. It was kind of fun. We were all just like cheering, running down the streets of Brantford, going to all these different locations, trying to win Amazing Race.
The Brantford locals are like, what are these people dressed up in fun colors like doing running around?
It was a fun time.
I remember my first year we did capture the flag. So it's all the residence buildings plus LOCUS. And then we each have our own flag and we had to hide it like around our building or somewhere around campus. We had like people guarding. It felt like we were like on an elementary school like playground. It was so much fun. So yeah, that usually happens in like January, February.
Yeah.
So you have a week at the beginning of the year and then you have Golden Hawk Challenge.
Which is just as much fun.
I believe in the past, I don't remember who won last year, but the year before that, it was Expo. All I'm saying is LOCUS can win this year.
We can make it happen.
We can make it happen. Wow, there's like so much else that we could talk about getting involved. Do you have any tips for people who are shy? Because I know I'm a shy, like introverted person. I don't know about you, but like my tip is to just put yourself out there and not be afraid, because at the start of first year, everybody is afraid. Everybody is nervous because we're all going to meet new people and whatnot. But if you put yourself out there, you will like open yourself to a lot of opportunities. Because I don't think I would have joined the things that I did if it wasn't for not being afraid to put myself out there.
I would definitely second that. Like I was shy in high school. Like high school me could not imagine the stuff I'm involved with now. Like, and that's just because I've slowly over the years got more comfortable being in a leadership position and took on more responsibilities. But in first year, like I just started with the first year leadership program and being on a council. And I was a community representative. And by the end of it, I told my advisors I realized I could have done like a higher position, like a VP role of what, because there's many VP roles on the council. So like I figured I could have done one of those by the end of it. I felt like confident in my skills. But right at the beginning of first year, I didn't think I could do it because I just was very shy and didn't know how to go out of my comfort zone. So that was just gave me that kind of a little bit of a push to really go out of your comfort zone and like figure out that. And university is a space for like just figuring yourself out and figuring out what you like to be involved with. So definitely recommend like pushing yourself and getting involved with many different things. You'll realize you can take on more than you initially thought that you could take on. With like balancing everything. Like at first I thought it'd be a lot just being on a council and then my academics, and I realized I could do a bit more. So I joined like 2 other clubs and it seemed like a lot, but in reality it wasn't, because like the meetings are like once a week, once every 2 weeks, event here and there. Like it's not that much, but it just gives you the opportunity to like meet new people, which is so much fun to do in university. And Brantford campus is so small, like it's big, but it's small at the same time because everyone who's involved in things are involved in so many different things. So you realize you get to know so many people just very easily. And then you can walk down the street and wave hi to anyone.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of love that about our campus. Like you see people you know, you just like nod because you know each other.
In previous years, I couldn't walk down, like I would leave a little bit early just to say hi to people as I'm going to class, because there's not a point where I wouldn't say like see someone I knew, which was always gives you that kind of like community feeling that Laurier has.
Mm-hmm. And I remember when I was going to university, people would tell me like school, like university is not just academics. And I was like, I don't know what you mean, because like it's university, right? But they meant the clubs and getting involved and things like that. And a lot of people also think that if you don't live in residence, you don't get a full experience. But with Locus, that's what also I love about Laurier, the whole Locus program, and all the other things you can join. You do get that whole experience with meeting people. And it's just like, wow, I don't know where I'd be if I was only just focused on academics, you know?
It gives you, being involved gives you that chance to get out of your room and go talk to people and have that social interaction. Even over Zoom and this whole pandemic that we're in, it still gives you the opportunity to connect with people. And that's what I really love about, especially in this past year, is I didn't mind having to go on a Zoom call for a club or a meeting or whatever else, because I was seeing other people's faces outside of just my bedroom and got to like have that social connection.
Mm-hmm. And like, even if you don't choose to get involved in clubs or stuff, still attend the events because they're really fun to go to, and you could win prizes. Who knows?
And typically you can walk through like research academic center lobby without having some booth there. There's always something going on in that lobby that you'd always have to stop and check out. And usually they would have free food, so or something.
And when things start to move in person and we can walk through the RCW lobby, there's even like different, this is kind of off topic, but there's even like different vendors for stuff. There's some people that like sell jewelry. I remember there's this one club that was like, you could play Mario Kart on the Switch in the lobby. He had a lot of free stickers and temporary tattoos and stuff like that. Sarah, do you have any tips about balancing extracurriculars with school though? Because I know we talked about it's good to have both, but like, how do you balance it? Especially if you also work like a part-time job or something.
Yeah, definitely keeping yourself organized is a huge thing. And it can change. Like what I did in first year, keep myself organized, changed by second year and then third year, and now going to fourth year. It just changes each time because you realize different ways to keep yourself organized. Like for myself, I like to have like a whole whiteboard of everything that I'm listing of what I need to do that day, and then have a calendar whiteboard of like for the whole month so I can see. And then I also have it on my phone, so it's like portable. But I have other friends who like having a notebook or agenda that they can write everything down there. It's just really what you feel that like meets your needs. But there's like so many ways to kind of keep yourself organized. It's just being able to adapt yourself to that. And I had to figure that out going into first year because it was changed a lot since like high school. Like university and high school are quite different how you kind of figure that out. But you realize like I found I could manage way more than I thought initially. When I was trying to figure out what I could get involved with, I could do more than I thought because it didn't actually seem like that much, and I enjoyed it. So then I'm like, okay, I can do this.
Yeah, like work ethic is always dynamic. Like it changes based on what you feel like works for you, which changes every year. Like personally, I'm a organization planner kind of person, so I also have a month like whiteboard where I see everything for the upcoming month, but then I also do to-do lists for each day, plan out the week what I'm doing. So it will seem like kind of overwhelming to, especially just starting university and getting used to it, to have your academic stuff and then also all your club meetings. But like you said earlier, it's only like one meeting once every week or every other week or something, and then an event here and there. So it shouldn't get too busy, just as long as you can balance it and just remember to have fun with it.
And a great way just to like, it's a little bit off topic, but kind of a side step. A great way to keep your academics all like organized is I like to go to the Learning Skills Development Center, and on like you can bring them all of your syllabi, so like your course outlines, and they'll put in like on one piece of paper for the entire term all of your due dates, assignments, whatever, in one simple like calendar on one piece of paper. So I'll just stick that to my wall so I have somewhere to look every single day or whatever to see what's upcoming so I don't miss any assignments. So that helps me keep organized with my school stuff. So then when I'm adding extracurriculars on top of it, it's not as overwhelming. So you're not trying to remember meeting times and when your assignments are due, because you have that. And they can help you organize like a reading schedule and a weekly schedule. So they're very good at helping you stay organized and color code everything, which is great because I love colors.
Yeah, it is really useful, like to go in with your, I always want to say syllabuses, syllabi, so you can check all your due dates and stuff. Yeah, that's a great resource to use. And also, if you are struggling with organizing everything, don't be afraid to devise up like what responsibilities you do have for certain clubs and things. If you said you were going to go to the dollar store to help get materials for an event and you feel really busy, you could like divide it up with your friend. Your friend can get the rest of the things from another store or something like that. Just don't be afraid to ask for help when you're struggling from other people in your club or your council and whatnot.
Definitely key point. Communication is huge. Being able to like ask for help and just be open and transparent of saying what's going on, then people are way more understanding and completely okay with. Like if you have a midterm coming up and you can't attend an event or like help out as much as you initially thought you could because you need to study, people are understanding towards that because academics are important. It's just being able to communicate that and let them know, and then it's completely fine because everyone's in the same boat. So
yeah, everybody is low-key struggling, but getting through it. So that's university life. Do you have any of the other stories, Sarah? Any fun stories to share about your involvement, your time at Laurier? Because you're in your last year, right?
Yeah.
Well seasoned.
There's so many separate talks you could talk about. I love talking about orientation week just because it's always been a fun way to get involved. And it's like only 1 week. So like if you really want to get involved like right at the beginning and then that's it, you can do orientation week as like an icebreaker in upper years. I loved it as a first year, and then I loved it even more as the second year being an icebreaker because you're just able to be all full of colorfulness of your O-week color and like be kind of crazy, but it's okay because you're an icebreaker and people don't look at you as weirdly. But it's always a fun time. And you just gotta meet people, like I said, that being orientation week gave me an opportunity to meet more people than I did in first year going like in second year when I was an icebreaker, because there's so many people who are just full of energy and want to be involved to be there, which is why I always recommend get involved, because you're meeting people who also want to be involved and also want to do things. And it's literally this, a lot of people get involved in multiple things. So it's not just you thinking you're weird for being involved in like 3 different things, because a lot of people are.
Oftentimes it's more fun than, not being involved at all. And it's fun to have paint on your face and to cheer. Even if you're a shy person like I am. I'm not much of a cheer person, but I still participated because it was fun. So I'm not sure when this episode is coming out, but there are some things in orientation week with how you can get involved. You want to talk a little bit about that, Sarah?
Yeah. So on like during orientation week, there'll be at least 2 days of the Get Involved Fair. So there'll be different booths set up of the different clubs and committees and different things happening around campus that you might want to get involved with. So it's a great way to kind of attend those, and you can see what you might be interested in, put your name on a list, get emails about it, and then see if that's what you want to get involved with. Outside of orientation week, there is the students union is doing hiring for their committees, so such as Foot Patrol, Shinorama, Food Bank, Peer Connect, Healthy Lifestyles. I think there might be even a couple others that you can apply for as like a general member, executive member, that kind of thing. It's very simple application, so don't stress about that. It's just for their system. So nothing to be overly stressed about, but that's just one way to get involved. There's also a ton of clubs that you don't necessarily have to apply for. You just kind of sign up and join. But all those, I believe, are listed on the Nest. So you can get to that through the Students Union website, which is yourstudentsunion.ca, I believe. And you can find the list of all the different clubs and committees and associations, which you can just kind of email them to find out how to join, and they'll be happy to accept you on the club or committee, whatever it is, because people love having more people on their different clubs.
Yeah. So if you feel worried that you like miss the deadline or miss the club fair during orientation week, clubs are always welcoming new members because they want people to join. So it's never too late to get involved. Even if it's your 4th year and you haven't done anything for the past 3 years, you can still join. I think that's pretty much it. We've talked a lot about how to get involved, different clubs, FYLP and LOCUS. So thank you for being on this episode, Sarah.
Thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun to have you. So for those of you listening, if you do want to listen to a more Waterloo specific one about things you can get involved, there is an episode. I'm not sure when it's up, if this one's up before or not, but thank you for listening. Don't forget to rate us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, wherever you watch your podcasts, and we'll see you next time. Until then, stay golden. Bye.